Welcome friends for a new video tutorial. In this video session, we will discuss about the second part of the male reproductive system. We have discussed the first part where the first part contains the testes and different ducts associated with it. What are the different parts of the male reproductive system? But in this session, we will discuss in detail about the different glands associated with the male reproductive system along with the different structures, supporting structures. So let's start this session. So students, as I have told you that in this session we will discuss about the different glands associated with the male reproductive system and different supporting structures. In my previous session, the male reproductive system part 1, we have discussed about the detail of the structure of testes and different ducts associated with the testes. What are the different ducts starting from the seminiferous tubules to vas deferens, how the sperm are formed in the seminiferous tubules, become motile, active and viable in the epididymis and then comes out through the vas deferens into the abdominal cavity and comes outside through the urethra. So let's discuss about the different glands associated with this structure and let's talk in detail about them. So what are the different glands that associated with the male reproductive system? Number 1 is the seminal vesicle. We have the seminal vesicle. So what are the other different glands? Prostate gland and bulbourethral gland. So we will discuss one by one starting from seminal vesicle. So the seminal vesicles are present posterior to the urinary bladder. They are present posterior to the urinary bladder. Okay, and they open to the vas deferens with a minute duct. They open to vas deferens or the ductus deferens. Okay, so these are the long narrow pouches. They are long narrow pouches. So they are present in pair. One pair of seminal vesicles are present. Okay, each gland has a short duct that joins with the ductus deferens or the vas deferens at the ampulla to form ejaculatory duct. It forms the ejaculatory duct after mixing with the vas deferens, or the it is also called the vas deferens is also called the ductus deferens, and when the seminal vesicles joins the vas deferens, it will form the ejaculatory duct. Okay, and it empties into urethra. So the next part is the urethra. So when the two seminal vesicles present on both the sides joins the two vas deferens coming from two different testes, now form the ejaculatory duct, and this ejaculatory duct opens into the urethra. So it opens into urethra. The fluid from seminal vesicle is viscous and contains different essential things. So let's discuss what are the important things present in the fluid that is secreted by the seminal vesicle. So it contains fructose, which is very important. It provides energy to the sperm. Okay, so fructose is one important constituent. So another is the protein and prostaglandin. So what is the role of protein? It helps in slight coagulation, of semen after ejaculation. So after ejaculation of the semen, it get coagulated. So slight coagulation reaction of semen takes place with the help of the protein present in the seminal vesicle. Another important I have told you, what is that? It is the prostaglandin. So the next one is the prostaglandin. Okay, so prostaglandin is very important in the view that it contributes for the mobility and viability of sperm. So to make the sperm mobile or to provide motility to the sperm and to make it viable. Viable means the ability to fertilize the ovum to produce the zygote. For successful fertilization to occur, the sperm needs to be viable. So viability and mobility or motility is provided by the prostaglandin secreted by the seminal vesicle. And remember, 70% of about 70%, it is the approximate value, approximately 70% of semen, 70% of the constituents of semen is from the seminal vesicle. It contributes 70% to the semen. Okay, so that is why the seminal vesicles present in pair on both sides of the vas deferens, the union of vas deferens, where these seminal vesicles open to the vas deferens and forms the ejaculatory duct. So this seminal vesicle secretes the fluid which contains most important fructose, protein and prostaglandin. Fructose provides energy to sperm. Protein helps in the coagulation of semen after ejaculation. When it comes out, it gets coagulated, and prostaglandin helps in making the sperm viable and motile. Clear? So next we will discuss about the prostate gland. Okay, so it is around the first part of the urethra, the prostate gland present in single. So this is all about the seminal vesicle. Now the second one, that is the prostate. Okay, second one is the prostate. It is present anterior to the urethra. This is the urethra, this long tube. Inside the structure which is called penis, the copulatory organ of male. Inside the penis, the urethra is present, and this urethra starts after the ejaculatory duct. So at the base of the urethra, the gland prostate are located. It is around the first part of urethra. It is the first part of urethra, and secretions of prostate are thin. Secretion is thin and milky, and it is colored and alkaline. It is an alkaline fluid, and this prostate gland is present in one. It is a single gland which you can see on both the sides, but it is not two separate glands. It is a single gland which is located at the base of the urethra. It secretes an alkaline, milky, thin fluid. Okay, it enhances the motility of sperm. It also enhance motility of sperm. So like that of the seminal vesicle, the prostaglandin, here also the secretion of the prostate gland enhance the motility of the sperm. The enlargement of prostaglandin causes prostatitis. The enlargement of the gland, prostate gland, causes prostatitis, which makes blockage here, so that the urine from this spherical urinary bladder cannot come through the urethra to outside. So the enlargement of the prostate causes a serious problem during urination. Urine can't come outside, so difficulty in urinating occurs due to enlargement of the gland prostate, causing prostatitis. So the surgical removal of this gland is called prostatectomy. When the gland causes any problem during urination due to its enlargement, which is called prostatitis, this gland can be removed surgically, and the removal is medically termed as prostatectomy. Okay, so removal of prostate gland. It contributes 20% of semen. It contributes 20% to the semen content. We have discussed 70% contributed by the seminal vesicles. Now another 20% of the semen is contributed by the prostate gland, and it secretes slightly acidic fluid, which is slightly acidic, and the pH is 6.5, around 6.5 is the pH of the secretion from the prostate gland. So it is very important because it provides motility to the sperm, and its secretion makes 20%, approximately 20% of the semen. The secretion is slightly acidic, and let's move on to the next gland. Remember, prostate gland can be removed, and the process is called prostatectomy. Okay, so it is important, the prostate gland, it is present in 1 in number. All the other, means seminal vesicle and bulbourethral gland or the Cowper's gland, are present in pair, but the prostate is single. So next we have the last one, the bulbourethral gland. Bulbourethral gland, which is also known as the Cowper's gland. Okay, so the Cowper's gland or the bulbourethral glands are very small and located at the base of the penis, located at the base of the external genital organ, that is the penis. Okay, behind the urethra, it present behind the urethra, the pipe. After ejaculatory duct, this is the ejaculatory duct which changes into the urethra, and the bulbourethral glands or the Cowper's gland is present behind the urethra. Okay, in response to sexual stimulation, the bulbourethral gland secretes alkaline fluid. It secretes a alkaline fluid during sexual excitement, and this alkaline fluid neutralizes the acidity of urine, and it also helps in neutralizing the acidity on the surface of the vagina, because the semen, after copulation or sexual intercourse, the semen comes out through this penis, the external genital organ, and from the penis the semen will go to the vagina of female, and the vagina is acidic in nature, so to neutralize that also, this alkaline fluid, bulbourethral gland, which secretes the alkaline fluid, it neutralizes the acidity of urine as well as the vagina. Okay, so it is important because it is alkaline in nature and it neutralizes the acidity and provides, it also provides lubrication, to what? It provides lubrication to the tip of penis, to the tip of penis during sexual intercourse. Okay, so it has important role for providing lubrication to the tip of the penis during the sexual intercourse. Okay, so it will provide lubrication and it also neutralizes the acidity. So this fluid is very important, that is secreted from the Cowper's gland. Next, this is all about the three important glands, their secretion and the function of their secretion. So now we will discuss the supporting organs. What are the supporting organs of male reproductive system and what is ejaculation? So let's discuss ejaculation. So what do we mean by ejaculation? Ejaculation is the emission of seminal fluid. It is the emission of seminal fluid. Okay, emission of the seminal fluid forcefully during sexual intercourse. Forcefully during sexual intercourse. So the emission of seminal fluid or coming out of the seminal fluid from the seminal vesicle, prostate, bulbourethral gland, they contribute to the semen and sperms are also present in that, and all together they come out through the urethra to outside, and that is called ejaculation or emission of seminal fluid. Okay, so during intercourse, sexual intercourse, during one ejaculation, 3 ml of seminal fluid comes out, and in that 3 ml of fluid, 300 million spermatozoa are there. Spermatozoa are nothing but the sperms. So in 3 ml of seminal fluid which comes out in a single ejaculation, there are 300 million spermatozoa. Okay, so finally we will discuss the supporting and the most important, that is the genital organ of human male, that is penis. Okay, so let's discuss the detailed structure and function of penis. It is the copulatory organ. It is the copulatory organ in human male. Okay, and it is made up of vascular, spongy, erectile tissue. Vascular, spongy, erectile. Vascular, spongy, erectile tissue. Okay, so the glans penis at the tip covered with, this is the glans. The glans penis is wider part at the tip of the penis, which is known as the glans penis, which is covered by a thin layer of skin which we call the foreskin, or the prepuce. It is the folded skin present at the tip of the glans. Okay, so it contains three longitudinal, the penis contains three longitudinal tissue, erectile, spongy, columnar tissues, and which fills with blood. Three layers of erectile, spongy, columnar tissue which fills with blood during excitement. During excitement, it is filled with blood, which is the tissue present in the penis. So the urinogenital duct is surrounded by corpus spongiosum. So from this name we can say that these are the spongy tissue. Okay, corpus spongiosum, and above it two corpora cavernosa are there. So these are two layers of corpora cavernosa and a single layer of corpus spongiosum. So these tissue are present in the genital organ of male, that is the penis. So these tissue are filled with blood during excitement or during sexual intercourse, and the surgical removal of these foreskin or the prepuce is known as circumcision. The surgical removal of the foreskin. It serves to transmit this penis, which is the genital organ of male reproductive system, serves to extract, to put out the sperms, to transmit the sperms from the male reproductive system into the female reproductive system into the vagina of female during sexual intercourse. And this sperm then enters into the female reproductive system and passes through the vaginal canal into the uterus and to the fallopian tube finally, where it meets with the egg to make fertilization successful and forms zygote, which develop into embryo and remains inside the uterus during its developmental stage. So this is all about the different glands of the male reproductive system, like the seminal vesicles, the prostate, and the bulbourethral gland or Kupfer's gland. And we have also discussed about ejaculation and how penis, the structure of penis is made up of, and how it serves to deliver the semen into the female genital organ or female genital tract. So this is the structure of the male reproductive system, where we can easily see, starting from the testis, the epididymis, and through this vast difference it enters into the ejaculatory duct, it becomes ejaculatory ducts, and the seminal vesicle open into it, prostate opens into it, bulbourethral gland also gives its secretion, which helps in lubricating the tip of the penis or the glans penis during sexual intercourse. And this is the detailed structure of the male reproductive system. This diagram is there in the NCERT exactly as it is, and this is all in this session. Thank you very much. If you have any doubts, please comment below. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe my channel STEMS Biology and hit the bell icon so that you will get notification of my every new video sessions. Thank you very much.